Hi everybody, so welcome to the next video. The next video we are going to be looking at is the most interesting part of Zoho, and that is Zoho CRM. So Zoho CRM is where you store your client data. Zoho CRM is where, like, if you have a client and you want to store their customers data, Zoho CRM is where you do all your sales, manage your pipelines and everything. So without much talk, let's just dive right into it. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to, like, let's don't pass through. You can pass through Zoho one. Let me just say, let's say 1.zoho.com. Don't forget I'm using an Australian account. So that's why I'm adding AU to it. But for you that created a Nigerian account, it's going to be 1.zoho.com. So okay. Yeah, so more apps. You're going to go over to the left panel, you're going to click on more apps. You search for CRM and you click add. So they're setting up a CRM for us. So when signing up, like when you're creating the CRM, okay, you don't have an account, so we have to create a CRM account. Application is already enabled. So let's just cancel and let's go to crm.zoho.com. Don't forget, I'm adding AU to everything I'm using, but for you, you don't need to add AU. So just crm.zoho.com will suffice, will do. So okay, they will take us to where we the home page for it, and if we are starting from scratch, I think it's gonna be you're gonna add our number. Yes. So I already have our number, so we don't want to load sample data because that's gonna be we deleting. But for this particular video, to make things easier, I'm going to load sample data so that I can use those sample data to explain to you how it works. So let's get started. But if you are creating it for your clients, I prefer that you don't do sample data. Skip. So this is our home page in Zoho CRM. So Zoho CRM is like the center point for almost all apps in Zoho because it's more like they meet in CRM. Like it's like their center point, as I said, which is Zoho CRM. So okay, so this is our home page, and the first thing we'll be talking about is the leads module. So yeah, let's just dive right into the leads module because we want to do a continuation from where we stopped from our form. So I'll be showing you how you can take, the last time I said I was going to talk about how we can take our form records into CRM. So let's say someone comes into your website and you already have that form embedded on your website and they fill the form. You want those leads or those data to come into CRM so that you can be able to send them maybe automatic email, follow up with them. Yeah, CRM is the best part for it. So let's dive right into it. The first thing is we are going to the leads module. So as our sample data would have already like populated. So this is the sample data they already gave us. So the reason why I did that is like to make things easier for us. So yes, so I would go back to my form. So this is forms.zoho.com. That would be the homepage of your form. So form.zoho.com. Don't forget that. So it's more like everything is like .zoho.com. So this is the contact us form that we created. So I'm going to click edit. Oh wow, they've added new feature. That's nice. Okay, integration. So integration. So we are going to Zoho CRM. So integration, we're going to Zoho CRM. So we want to integrate that sample form we created to CRM. But the first thing you need to ask yourself is, let's go back to that form. First thing you need to ask yourself in your form is, are there anything in my form that is not in CRM? You click setup, which is the setting here. So in Zoho CRM, we have like two types of, you might not see your own setup by this left hand side here because this is CRM for everyone. So you might see it another place, but they're actually the same. So I just want to put that at the back of your mind. So okay, you search, this is search. So let's search for modules and fields. So that's where we are going to, modules and fields. We are clicking on it, modules and fields. So we are going to leads because that's what concerns us. Then standard. Then this is where we create our fields. And if you want to remove any field that you don't need, that is unnecessary, you can remove it. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to be going straight without removing any field. But in case there are fields that maybe your client don't need, you can remove them. Just all you just have to do is click on it, remove field, and you've removed them. So this particular field is connected to a blueprint. Let's don't go there first. But first of all, let us go with what we want to do. Then let's create a single line. What's your interest? It's actually a single line. So let me create a single line, because don't forget, you can see it's a single line field here. So assuming it was a multi-line, it will look like this. Are you saying it will look like this is a multi-line, but it's not a multi-line, so it's a single line. So let's delete this. So let's go. So what's your interest? Was your interest? So we've created our field, then we save and close. Good. So we've actually created our field. So if it's more than one field that is not there, you can, navigate and create a lot of it. So, and if you notice, there are like different types of fields here. So if I'm giving you like a task or an assignment, it might not just be, it might be based on the form that you created as a sample. Don't forget, it will be based on that form. Then those fields that are not in the information, you have to create them. Then anyone that is not needed, you have to delete them, like remove field. All these ones are in lead nurturing process. All you just need to do is, let me undo that now so you understand. So you go to we are going to go back. We are going back to this setting. So we are going to search for blueprints. Let me sort that now. So you click on blueprints. And as you can see, this is the lead nurturing process. So we are going to open it. So I think this, yes, the lead nurturing process. So they said it was used here and some fields were actually used here. But left to me, I would say I would want to delete this lead nurturing process because this is not what we want. So let's just delete it to make our things much more easier, because this is a blueprint that was created by a system and it's not what we want, so we just have to delete it. Then, but if it's a blueprint that you would need, that you don't have to delete in some field, I think it's best to leave it there. But in this sense, we there are some fields we don't need and the blueprint is associated with it, so we have to delete the blueprint. So okay, let's go back to modules and fields. So we can delete our fields in peace. So now let's delete number of employees. I don't need that. Like, we don't need that. Can remove the field. Rating, we don't need rating. Can remove the field. Skype ID, I don't think we need that. So, but another thing is this Skype ID and Twitter. The most funny thing is it's actually needed when you are connecting Zoho CRM to Zoho Books. But for the purpose of this video, we don't need them. So just remove it. So, and any field you remove, if you notice, they are going to unused fields. If you notice, when we are removing fields, it's adding here. So just make sure you monitor that. So let's Twitter, I don't think we need that. We're gonna remove it. Then we don't need the secondary email, remove it. Email opt-outs. Email opt-out is good for Zoho campaigns, like it's linked to Zoho campaigns. So you will need that in the future. So annual revenue, I don't think I need annual revenue. Industry, I think I'll need industry. Lead source, good. Lead source is okay. Title, I don't need title. Let's remove title. So let's just stick with these simple ones. Let's save and close. Okay. So the next thing is we've added the field. So let's just go straight into integration in Zoho Forms integration. Click on integration. Then integrate. Select, this is your module, leads. So we're going to start mapping our fields. So we have, you can see the company is compulsory. Do we have a company here? Oh no, we don't have a company here. So because in another thing I want us to know is in Zoho CRM, they automatically set the system to be B2B. What's a B2B? B2B is like business to business according to the name. So it's more like your audience or your target customers are businesses. So if there's a business or maybe your client's business, their target customers are businesses, we call them B2B business. But if their target customers are like customers, like individual people, not business, not like people businesses, maybe just individual person, maybe they sell products, people that are selling products, their customers will be most likely individual people that don't have businesses. So but people that like maybe do for example, let's say people that are actually doing like some services, that let's say for freelancers for example, their target audience is people that have businesses, so those we call that B2B. Then okay, without much explanation, let's just go straight into it. As you can see, the field is mandatory, and I want this sample I'm using is for B2C. Like the sample for the form that we created, we did not include company. So, and we don't want this to be an hindrance for us. So we don't have to gonna be adding company, because what if the client does not want company in their form? So if the client wants company in their form, we can add company. But what if the client does not want like company or business? Company can also be a business name. Don't forget, another thing for company is business name. So let's just, but if your form has, I think the form I created, like I sent to you guys to create, has business name. So company is going to like really be compulsory for you. But if you want to remove it, you can come here back to dial modules and fields under leads, standard, and you remove it from being mandatory. So you click here, remove it as mark as required, and save and close. So that's how you solve your problem. Go back to forms, reload this place. These are refresh fields. What refresh fields is where you can refresh it. So as you can see, it's no longer marked mandatory. This red star means it's mandatory. But normally, last name is mandatory for lead. So we cannot remove that. Have that at the back of your mind. You cannot remove um the mandatory field, which is last name. You can still do that for company, because they know that some businesses, they are not B2B. Some businesses are B2C. But for last name, you cannot remove that. Just have that back of your mind. So let's put last name here. Set as mandatory. Company, we don't have company, so let's delete that. So first name, put our first name. So what else do we have on our understanding? Email, we have email on our form. Then phone number. Then the last thing is, what's your interest? Then address, we have the states, we have the streets, we have the city, and we have the country. City we are going for. Then we have the country. Country. So let's trigger this automation. Like if you have automations for it, but I usually advise to just make sure you tick this in case the automations you create later. So we in this one, I want us to send the attachments to CRM. So let's choose the default template that it gave us. Click done. Then yeah. So once so that whenever like they fill this record, so we've mapped it. So this one is whenever they fill the record, it sends the attachment as a record to under this record, it sends it as attachment. But if you don't need it, you can untick it. But for just letting you know about it to see how it works, I'm going to tick it. So then if you want approval, set up approval, like if someone fills the lead form and it comes to your CRM, you want to like if you want a scenario where you want to approve it before it's added to your number of leads, like you want to check if it's a real lead before you add to your number of leads, you can tick this approval. But for me right now, I am not ticking that. So, and if you want to add tags to your record, this is good to add tags to your record. So but for the sake of like simplicity, let's stick with this two. Then yes, let's integrate. So after we integrate this, we have to fill the form to test it. So let's go to the form. Let me copy the public link. Let me go somewhere else to fill it in for a test. So let's call this Chris tests. Let's call this at gmail.com. Let's call this number 900 address tests address. Let's call this city Ife, state Ocean, country Nigeria. Yeah. So okay, so what's my interest? Test interest. So submit. So submitted. So we have to go to CRM and check our, click on modules. So our data finally showed up after reloading the page severally. So let's open it. So this is it. This is our data. Yeah, what we filled in, everything we filled in, number, everything. So don't forget, I said send as attachment. So this is the attachment here. So once you click the attachment, it should open these attachments. So here is our attachment that was sent to the, as you can see, this is the form that was filled. Yeah. So and yeah, so that's for this. To see in my next video.